Hi everyone, this is Migs from Sneaks and Ball PH and welcome to episode 19 of the Jordan Hunt. Today we have a quick look and unboxing on the Air Jordan 19 Flint Grey, or more commonly known nowadays as the Air Jordan 19 Melo. To start things off, the Jordan 19 marks the first time that Jordan released a signature shoe after his super duper final retirement. Because he did retire after 1993, came back in 1995, retired in 1998, came back in 2001, and finally retired again in 2003. With MJ officially retired from basketball, it was up to guys like Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Ray Allen, and of course, Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony did enter the NBA the year after MJ retired and was selected with the 3rd overall pick by the Denver Nuggets. Of course, LeBron James went number 1 overall in that 2003 draft. And then of course, he had 2nd pick Darko Milicic, and I really don't want to get into it, but man, the Detroit Pistons made a mistake. But going back, since LeBron was the 1st pick and there was so much hype, he went and signed a really big deal with Nike, while Carmelo Anthony signed with Jordan Brand. However, unlike LeBron, who had the LeBron 1 or LeBron Zoom generations in his first year, Carmelo Anthony didn't get his first signature shoe until his sophomore season. So what Carmelo Anthony ended up lacing up in his rookie season would be the Jordan 2s, the Jordan 12s, and the Jordan 19. So the box on the Air Jordan 19 is a pretty simple box with a split look of gray and black. You have a small red Jumpman logo as well as a chrome 19 and embossed Jordan script here on the front. Then now, time to take a peek at the shoes. So you do have your standard style lid, some plain paper, and here you have your left shoe. This is definitely the best colorway of the Jordan 19 in my opinion. There weren't a lot of colorways to begin with, but still, this is the best by a long shot. So here you have your left shoe, putting that to the side for a bit. Then here you have your right shoe. As you can see, it's a very clean white, and this is a very distinct thing about the Jordan 19 is this shroud, which we'll talk about later. And here you have it, guys. This is the Jordan 19 Melo. So for the tech specs on the Jordan 19, here on the outsole you have a pretty thick herringbone traction pattern, although they did make subtle changes to the herringbone. The herringbone pattern itself is pretty flat, and you actually have 2 layers of it, which is kind of interesting because only the top layer will really be in contact with the floor, so I'm not sure if the herringbone underneath will do anything. I did try these out here at home and kind of ran around with it, and it seemed like it gripped the floor pretty well. However, it does seem to pick up a lot of dust, so I definitely want to try these out on court because they do seem like they bite pretty hard, but could also be a dust magnet at the same time. The herringbone grooves are a bit on the thicker side, so I think if you use these outdoors, it'll last you a decent amount of time, but it's definitely not as durable as some of the earlier Jordan Retros. Then moving on to the cushion, you do have a full-length Phylon midsole, and it's actually quite soft and seems to have a little bit of a bounce back. And then you also have a large volume zoom unit here in the forefoot and double stacked zoom in the heel. This cushion setup is definitely one of my favorites from all of the Jordans that we've reviewed on the Jordan Hunt so far, because yes, there have been shoes like the Jordan 12 and Jordan 18 that had full-length zoom, but those did also start out super stiff with those full-length shank plates and all of the caging that went on the Jordan 18. So for the Jordan 19, it actually feels like a little bit of a beefed up version of the Jordan 13, which is definitely one of my favorites as well. The double stacked zoom in the heel feels really bouncy, but it doesn't feel like it's too mushy, and the large volume zoom unit in the forefoot gives you excellent responsiveness and bounce back, and you get that overall plush comfort from the soft Phylon. Then for the materials, just like the Air Jordans that came before it, the Jordan 19 feels very premium. You have this nice patent leather here on the toe that reminds you of the Jordan 11 or even the Jordan 16. You have some nice white leather all around the shoe. You have it here on the shroud. You have it on the strap. You have it on the main body of the shoe, meaning the midfoot, the ankle collar, and the heel. And it just feels really nice, especially that leather here on the shroud, because even though the leather on the main body of the shoe still feels pretty good, it doesn't feel as premium as the leather on the shroud and the strap. Then of course, the most distinct material that they used on the Jordan 19 is what they used to call Tech Flex, which is something that Jordan Brand supposedly borrowed from the auto industry. It feels like a very cool material because it is very flexible, but at the same time it is super strong. So you know, it is a pretty wild material, and the fact that it's in a basketball shoe, that just makes it even crazier. This was supposedly inspired by the Black Mamba. However, when I see this, I think of like fencing helmets because of that sort of color that it has and the overall design. You have some more of that Tech Flex here to pull tab tab, some short suede here on the underside of the shroud, and lastly a really soft neoprene tongue and sock liner. The materials on the Jordan 19 are definitely very premium, and even though they do feel quite thick, they move very well with your feet. Then for fit and sizing, I did go true to size with the Jordan 19. And it fits me perfectly well. I didn't really have any dead space anywhere, and even though you had a really interesting internal lacing system with this lace lock, the main thing that really kept you locked in would be this shroud, because you do have this very big strap that draws your heel into the back of the shoe. The only negative thing I can say about the fit, and it's actually not about the fit itself, is that it takes so much time to get in and out of the shoe, because you have to take off this strap, you have this ring that you put it through, like so. See, told you. And then you put it through there again. And then there's another like elastic piece here that you have to get it through. And you put the shroud down. And then you have your lacing. So you're gonna have to tighten this first with the lace lock. If it's too long, you tie it. You put back the strap. So, you know, you kind of get the point. So, you know, just a heads up, the fit is really good. However, it is quite a bit of a chore to get in and out of the shoe, and it takes quite a while to get used to it. So my quick recommendation would be that if you have a narrow foot, you can probably go down half a size or true to size. It does have a normal width, so you might have a little bit of space. But like I said, the lockdown is really good on this shoe. And then if you have a normal width foot, you can go true to size. Then if you have a wide foot, I think you can go true to size as well, because this is a primarily leather shoe. So I think it'll pretty much mold to your foot. But if you're more on the cautious side, you can definitely go up half a size, because the shoe will definitely keep you locked in. Then for the aesthetic details, here on the outsole, you have that white herringbone pattern and that flint gray rubber here on the sides. You have this small gray Jumpman here on the forefoot, and here at the edge of the heel, you have the Roman numerals 19. And then lastly, you have that smoky carbon fiber midfoot shank. Moving on to the midsole, that Phylon foam is all white. And then here at the heel, you have a silver Jumpman. For the upper of the shoe, you have that white patent leather, as well as that white leather all around the shroud. You also have the white leather strap, and here at the back, you have 19 written in script. On the lateral side of that shroud, you have a chrome Jumpman, and then you have some more Jumpman branding with this small white Jumpman on this gray patent leather rand here at the forefoot. You have that Tech Flex material here on the shroud that has this sort of silvery or dark gray color to it, which in my opinion definitely makes it look super badass. You have the number 23 here on the top of the shroud, and then when you take off the shroud, which is gonna take a moment yet again, because this thing is insane. Hang on a minute. Okay. So here at the back of the shroud, that suede is this flint gray, and then you have a gray patch with the red Roman numerals 19. And then for the lace lock, this is definitely the most unappealing lace lock I've ever seen, because it really just looks like the cheapest thing ever. Then lastly, since the flint grays are now more commonly known as the Melos, you have Melo written on the insole. Then for the overall aesthetics, I'm not sure about everyone else on the internet, but I really love the Air Jordan 19 Melo. It definitely is a very jarring shoe, especially when you see that Tech Flex shroud for the first time. But the longer that I've had these and the longer I've got to wear them and have them in hand, it sort of just grew on me. The shroud really isn't the thing that could sway me to love it or hate it. Instead, what really gets me is this very nice white patent leather toe, this chrome Jumpman here on the lateral side, and this 19 script that's written on the strap at the back. I know that's a really small detail, but I don't really see this kind of script on any shoes, and it just looks super premium and super classy in my opinion. I also love the overall aesthetics of the shoe, because even though I find it nice in hand, it looks even better on foot in my opinion. So I, was standing in front of a full body mirror and I thought these look pretty badass on foot. I also feel like this is the type of shoe that, you can definitely wear this on court, but it has some off-court appeal because it does look super clean in this white and flint gray colorway. Plus, you have that Tech Flex here on the shroud, which will definitely turn some heads. Then for the price, when the Air Jordan 19 originally released in 2004, it retailed for $165 US. However, this Melo colorway of the Jordan 19 retroed in 2019 and retailed for $225 US, or almost 11,000 pesos here in the Philippines. It was definitely quite expensive when it released in 2004, and when it retroed in 2019, it was still pretty expensive. I can still give Jordan Brand a pass for making it $225 US, because you do have really good cushion here on the forefoot, as well as that double stacked zoom unit in the heel. You have that Tech Flex material, you have some premium leather all throughout, you have that patent leather toe, and underneath the shoe, you have some actual carbon fiber. I wasn't actually able to cop a pair when they retroed in 2019, but I was able to get it from an online store named Soul Number 64, and they sold it to me for 10,000 Philippine pesos or $200 US. So there you have it, guys. That concludes episode 19 of the Air Jordan Hunt featuring the Air Jordan 19 Melo. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Then if you have any comments, questions, and any suggestions for future videos, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below as well. Then if you haven't already yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. It would help us out a lot here at Sneaks and Ball PH.